Welcome to the Wealthy Business Goddess Show for purpose-driven, passion-fueled spiritual entrepreneurs ready to live their purpose, passion and prosperity as they create the life and business of their dreams whilst transforming the world, doing what they love and making fabulous money. Each week we bring you inspiring and empowering topics, popular thought leaders to empower you to transform all areas of your life and business. With your host, spiritual intuitive, entrepreneur, transformational business coach and mentor, Kimberly Lovell.
Hi sweetheart, it's Kimberly Lovell here, your host for Wealthy Business Goddess Show, and today I am talking about your life, your business, and how to create your life and your business from joy. So to be honest with you, I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to be talking about. And for those of you that have been listening to the show, that are regularly watching or listening to the show, then forgive me for being absent last week. My partner's mother passed away suddenly, and I didn't really have the heart to do a show. So, so that's where I'm at right now. And wondering where you're at in your life and in your business, because as I've said before, our business, as spiritual entrepreneurs, our business is an extension of our energy, and everything is energy, everything is connected. And so often when I'm working with clients around their business, some of the things that are holding them back are where they feel like they have lost their passion, where they feel like their heart's not in it, when they're so stuck in their heads or in their thinking with their business strategy, or perhaps feeling overwhelmed, trying to figure everything out, right? Because there's a lot to do in business. But one of the things that I've noticed for myself is that, there's certain things that I absolutely love to do in my business, and there are other things that really don't light me up, things that really slow me down, things that frustrate me, that I really struggle with. And so what's been really important for me is to access support and to be able to delegate some of those tasks so that I can focus on the things that I love, the things that are important to me in my business. And of course, there are lots of things that aren't my genius zone, things that I don't love, and yet they're still important in business. And this is the same for any business. So if you are struggling right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're maybe just feeling like disheartened or lacking enthusiasm in your business, perhaps you kind of feel like things have been slowing down, or you feel like maybe you've been pushing too much, maybe you're feeling a little bit exhausted or a little bit kind of like over it all. We have, as women, we have this kind of cycle of energy flow. And what I've been noticing is where my energy flows to naturally. And, there's been a lot for me going on this year in my business. And I find that I've been giving myself a hard time. And beating up on myself and being a bit critical, which is something that I would never really do with clients. But, it's really interesting, isn't it, how we're often hardest on ourselves. And so, I wanted to share this with you because I'm sure that I'm not alone. And for many of you that I know, you have these great big visions, and there's so much that you want to create in the world. You want to make a difference in the world. And, I know that your heart is just striving, and your soul is wanting to push you forward. But it's kind of like, the energy of our heart and our soul is not about force. It's about love. It's about an overflow of love, of passion and enthusiasm. And it's about, wanting to gift the world. And I know that you have so many amazing gifts and talents and abilities, and that you have a purpose, that you have passion, and that there is something that you're here to contribute to in the world, that you are here to create change and to help transform and make a difference in the world. And I know that that's one of the most important things for you in your life, is to live your purpose and to share your gift with the world, because that's what creates that sense of fulfillment for us. And so I just want to speak to, sometimes on this journey, our energy can ebb and flow, and we have cycles of this energy. And so, if you're feeling as though, maybe things are challenging or tricky right now for you, or maybe things are kind of like really slow and you don't feel like anything's moving forward, to ask yourself a question. Because is that really true? Often we have these ideas and these beliefs, these judgments that we make on ourselves, really. And we are being too hard on ourselves. So what if you could be kind and gentle with yourself? What if you could love yourself? And what if you could allow yourself to simply be? We get so caught up in being busy and all of the doing that is involved with our business. And sometimes what happens is that we lose the focus, we lose the heart, the soul of our business, we lose our purpose and our passion. And we get stuck in our head, we're trying to figure it all out, going into the strategy, going into all the things that we need to do, and there may be a zillion and one things that we think we have to do. And what if that was all just, interesting idea? Because, what I've noticed is that sometimes magical things happen. I've spoken to this before. Magical things happen when I take time to simply be, when I take a day off, when I go into the forest and connect and go and play with the ponies. I love going into the New Forest and playing with the wild ponies and the horses and the donkeys, and it really fills me up. And so when we take care of ourselves and when we allow ourselves to be, when we allow ourselves to receive and be with ourselves, be with nature, and to receive, then we are more fulfilled, we are energized. And I know this, and there's a difference. I know many of you know this too, right? And there's a difference between knowing and doing, or knowing and choosing. So my question to you today, my darlings, is what are you choosing in your life, in your business, for your life and for your business and for you? Because, we, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we are creating our dream life, our dream business. And, that's something different for each and every one of us. So it's about what is it that you're choosing. And often we start off with one thing that we have this great vision. And as I said, sometimes we get sidetracked. We get caught up. We get in our own way. So what is it that you're choosing? And what can you choose today that's just for you? Because I want to speak to this, as healers, therapists, coaches, spiritual entrepreneurs, so often, and as women as well, so often we are about the give, right? That we're about giving to others, supporting others, being there for others. And one of the biggest challenges that I see with women that I work with, and guys too, right, is about receiving, allowing ourselves to receive. And this is so important because we can't give what we don't have. And of course there's an abundance of energy, there's infinite energy, infinite resources. We can have everything and anything that we desire, right? And but we can have that if we believe that we can, and if we choose it for ourselves. And so often what I've seen is with spiritual entrepreneurs that, we're so in our hearts and wanting to be, there for other people, that we forget sometimes to be there just for ourselves, to be with us, to have fun, to play, to relax, to chill out, and do nothing, right? And so what if you could relax, have fun, chill out, do nothing, and be the magic, be the invitation, be the possibility, be the change that you want to see in the world simply by being? What if you could just be you, and by being you, you are already making a difference? So what is it that you haven't yet acknowledged you for, that if you were to acknowledge you for the contribution and for the gift that you be in the world, then that gift, that contribution could amplify exponentially? And what if it was easy to just be you? What if there was no effort, no struggle, no sacrifice, no needing to exhaust yourself, no sleepless nights, no worrying, trying to figure it all out? What if it was simple, and what if it was more about who you be rather than who it is that you think you have to be, or what it is that you think you have to do in order to create the change or create the gift or contribution that you've chosen to be in this world? And some of you might be getting excited, kind of like permission, right, to just be yourself and to relax and to have fun in your life and in your business. And some of you, I'm sure, are kind of like, well, yeah, that's okay. Maybe you can do that for a bit. Like maybe you save that for weekends, or maybe you do that a couple of days a week. Maybe you do it in the week, right? That's one of the fun things for me, is actually having time off sometimes during the week. Sometimes I'm working at weekends, teaching at weekends, so having that time off in the week where I'm being able to go places where usually it'd be really busy, but in the week it's quiet because everybody else is out to work. So what if you allowed yourself to just pay attention, be aware of your energy, and be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, without having to push yourself, force yourself? What if you could just allow yourself to be connected with your dream, with your purpose, with your vision, with your business, and just to take inspired action? So often I see people trying to market their business, and there's so many different ways that you can do that, and often people are overwhelmed because they don't have a plan or a strategy. And I help people with that. And really, what if there was that one place that you could be, instead of trying to be all things to everybody, or instead of trying to be everywhere? What if you could just show up in like one or two places, right? And you didn't have to have this really complicated strategy or marketing plan. What if it could be simple? What if it could be fun? So I want to invite you to be with these questions about, who am I being? Who am I choosing to be in the world? Because again, this is a really, sometimes people come to me and they want answers, the how-tos. How do I do this? How do I do that? What do I need to do in order to have this result? And here's the thing: there are so many different possibilities. There's so many different solutions, right? And there is no one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter approach that is going to get you the results that you want. What's worked for me may not work for you. What's worked for you may not work for me. We're all unique. And so, of course, there are always things that we can learn, and there are business models, there are strategies that you can, look at and kind of see what feels right for you, what is aligned with you, with your personality, with your dreams and desires, and your, you want to be aligned with your strategies. Yeah, they need to feel good to you, because anytime that we're out of alignment, what happens is that we self-sabotage, okay? And I've experienced this so many times in my own life and in my business. And I see this really often with people that, they may be trying to force themselves to, use a particular strategy in their business, and it's not really working for them. Yeah? So, when you come back to what's important to you, and this is a huge gift for me last week with my partner's mother passing, because what really struck home to me is about cherishing each and every moment, and how often in our lives do we get caught up in the busyness or the business and forget the living, right? And so what if we could remember what's important to us, and what if we could have our values guide us in our life and in our business? And what if those were the tools, the compass, if you like, what we use in order to grow our business and live our life, so that we can always be in alignment, And I say always be in alignment, and it's a little bit like the ship that's sailing, they're always changing course, and so alignment is a little bit like that balancing. I think in terms of sometimes, a particular action or a choice is in alignment with us in the moment, and then next week or next month or even 10 minutes later, it may not be in alignment for us, because we're evolving and we are changing. And this is another thing that has come up for me, is like sometimes we need to embrace something, add something to our lives, to our business, in order to make things move with more flow, or in order to have more fun. So what could you add to your life or your business that would be a contribution to you and to your money flows and to your business and to your clients? And the other thing is that what can you let go of? Because often, we've it may be belief, or it may be feelings, it may be memories. So this may be, like your personal thoughts, feelings, beliefs that you've been holding on to. I talk often about this, our unconscious mind and the baggage that sometimes we are, trying to move forward in our life, trying to create our life whilst we're still holding on to all this baggage on an unconscious level. And it could be, from this life, it could be past lives, it could be collective unconscious, it could be ancestral, it could be spiritual programs that we have. And it's really important to be aware of our choices and our behaviors and the energy that's behind them. So, if it feels light, if it feels joyful, that's a good indication that you're moving in the right direction, right? That you're aligned. And if it feels like it's a struggle, if it feels heavy, if it feels like really slow, yeah, really challenging, that could be a sign that you're out of alignment, okay? It could also be a sign that there's just some heavy energy around that decision, that path, that those behaviors, those strategies, whatever it is for you. Because, when there's heaviness, it's a lie. And the heaviness comes when something is a lie for us, it's not true. Or if there is another heavy energy that, so there's partly a lie there. So if one part of it might be true, but there might be some parts of it that are not true for you or not light for you. There's a heaviness to it, it's not flowing. So I'm just inviting you to be we are infinite beings. Everything is energy. And I know so often we talk about this as spiritual entrepreneurs. I know that you get this. And sometimes, from my experience and working with many clients, that we do know this on some level, and also we need to remember it. Sometimes we need to get it on that deeper level and actually embody it and embrace it and to be it. I know this is true for me, and there's times, like recently I've been reviewing my business and looking at my vision, looking at my offerings, and like really coming back to, what do I want to add? What do I want to let go of? What feels like it's out of alignment or not needed right now? And what do I want to bring in? Because the energies are changing, both within us on a personal level for our businesses and also on the collective level. There's a lot going on always. And so, we are evolving. And so it's about giving ourselves that freedom of possibility and infinite possibility, infinite choice, so that we can choose again. Because sometimes what I've found is that I've made a choice or decision, and there's a difference between choices and decisions, right? Sometimes I've made a choice, and sometimes I've thought I've made a choice, but I haven't actually really chosen it, right? It's like I've made a choice in my head, but I haven't committed to it. I haven't taken action, all right? And I know that, some of you are going to be listening to this and you'll say, I've done that too, or maybe I'm doing that right now with something, So if that's you, then, that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Just allow yourself that awareness of what it is that you're choosing or not choosing. What is it that's actually going on? What are you creating? And, if it works for you, then that's great. And if it's not working for you, then choose something different. Yeah. So what if we could just be with these choices, knowing, and be with these decisions, knowing that we can change them? Because so often when we get ourselves stuck, and when I've got myself stuck in my business, I found it's like I've made a decision or a choice, and then I kind of unconsciously feel like I have to stick to it. And that's just how it is, right? And then this may be true for you. I don't know. You might be completely different. But yeah, there's something about kind of like a commitment, and the way to commit to ourselves is by allowing ourselves that freedom to make another choice. Okay, because we learn through our choices, and sometimes I know I've spent a lot of time sometimes really struggling with making decisions or choosing something because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. And it's like I've created a lot of heaviness or a lot of struggle, a lot of waiting, and a lot of procrastination because I was terrified that I was going to make the wrong decision. I'd be, figuring out all the pros and cons in my head, trying to work it all out, and creating all of these projections on what I thought would happen or what the possibilities were. They weren't actually possibilities; they were more like probabilities. Like trying to predict the future. So here's the thing: we don't want to predict the future; we want to create the future. And we create the future from choice, and we create the future from infinite possibilities. So, what are the possibilities for you in your life, in your business? And what do you want to create in the world, in your life, in your business? What can you choose today that will inspire you and will create greater possibility, greater joy in the world, not just for you, but for everyone? One of the ways I have found to create my life has been through meditation and through journaling, sometimes through channeling. Sometimes I will connect with my higher self, with my business, with my projects, everything has an energy. So what if you could tap into that energy, connect with and commune with your life, your business? What if you could connect with your future self and, tap into the wisdom of your future self? Because there's a part of you that's already doing what you want to be doing, that already has what you're desiring right now. And if you could tap into that, what would be different for you? How much easier could your life be, and how much more fun and joy could you have? Yeah. So rather than looking for the answers, my invitation to you this week is to be in the question and allow yourself that freedom of tapping into your knowing, your awareness, as opposed to trying to figure everything out or work it all out or predict what could happen, might not happen. Yeah? What if you could just tap into the energy and allow that awareness to guide you? What if you could actually trust your knowing and trust your awareness? And what could that create in your life and in the world? I'm really excited because this week I'm running a couple of courses. I love teaching, I love sharing and helping people to create change and transformation in their life, and particularly sharing and teaching the practitioner training. So this week I'm excited. I'm teaching an Access Consciousness Bars practitioner training, and I'm also teaching another course which is it's called Money Magic. How much are you willing to receive? So I might talk a little bit more about this another week, but I'm super excited to be teaching those courses here in Bournemouth this weekend. And I hope that what I have shared with you today has inspired you, or giving you some food for thought, and giving you some awareness, or even just got you questioning. Because the truth is that so often we're looking, as I said, we're looking for the answers, but actually, all of the awareness and the insight and the energy comes from allowing ourselves to be in that question and be curious and be open. Because when we're open, then all the molecules in the universe can dance with us. Anything is possible, and when we're in that question, with everything that is, then we can just be in relationship with everything and perceive it in a different way. We can see all kinds of possibilities and amazing projects and options, and that's that place of ease, that place of joy, that place of magic that we can create from, because we are amazing, magical creators. And what if we could just enjoy more of this conscious creation and play with and be the magic? So I'm excited to hear what you are going to create and what's possible for you now. And I'd absolutely love to hear, what's going on for you in your life, in your business. What have you been challenged with? What would support you in moving forward in your life, in your business? And I'd love to hear any insights, ahas, or what's shifting for you, and how I can help you move forward in the future. So until we speak again, my darlings, I would say much love. Bye for now, and be the magic. Lots of love.
You've been listening to the Wealthy Business Goddess Show. If you've enjoyed the show, subscribe and review our podcast. Sign up to receive your Wealthy Business Goddess resources and join us in the Wealthy Business Goddess community at www.lovekimberly.com/WBG. To find out more about how Kimberly can support you in creating the life and business of your dreams, or to watch the show via video, visit the website at www.kimberlylovell.com.